In today's video, we're checking out the Fender 62 Super Amplifier. This is a brown panel amp. It's a 40-watt combo loaded with two 10-inch speakers. Let's get into it. Alright, here's the Fender 62 Super Amplifier up close. I'll just give you a quick rundown of how this works. So we get two separate channels here. The normal channel is on this side. We've got a volume, treble, and bass control, and it also shares the presence control down the end here. You can see that they've sort of put some lines here to let you know how it works. Now, the second channel here is our Vibrato Channel, and this is actually Harmonic Tremolo. Odds are I'll probably say Vibrato throughout the video, but it's a similar kind of effect anyway. So yeah, you plug into here, you've got our volume, treble, and bass control dedicated for this channel, and our speed and intensity for setting up your harmonic trem. The presence control, much like the first channel, how it operates on there, will also operate on channel number 2. The Fender 62 Super Amp comes with a vintage style on-off button for the tremolo, and this just plugs into the back, and I'll show you that in a moment. Here's the back panel of the amp here. We get an on-off switch, standby switch. You can go out into an external speaker cab if you've got one. This just plugs into the internal speaker, and over here is where we plug in the foot switch that I just showed you before. As you can see in the back of the cabinet here, we get two 10-inch speakers, which is a really cool thing. It's something a little bit different, not just your standard 12-inch speaker, and these are made from Celestion. They're custom designed speakers. They actually sound quite good. They're quite loud too. We'll get to that in the video. Visually, this amplifier is beautiful. The brown panel design looks great. We get what they call Nubtex, I think, covering here, which is this brown Tolex, and we also get a beautiful sort of aged wheat grill cloth here. So yeah, I think aesthetically this amp gets the big thumbs up. When it comes to the tube configuration, we get two 6L6 output tubes, 6 12AX7 preamp tubes, and one 5R4 rectifier tube. We get a fitted amp cover with this as well, so yeah, you got something to help protect it if you plan on moving it around for gigs. Speaking of which, this amplifier is really loud. It comes in at 40 watts, so yeah, it's plenty loud enough for any sort of live show you might be doing at a club, pub, or any sort of venue. It really does throw quite a lot of wind. Before we get into it, just a quick disclaimer, this amp's just on loan from Fender. I don't get to keep it. They haven't paid me to make this video, and all thoughts about it are my own. And I'll give you my thoughts about it at the end, because this will be perfect for some people and probably not the right amp for others. And I'll cover that coming up in the recap at the end. But we're going to get stuck into some tones today without any effects pedal. So just using all the stuff built into the amp. And then on a follow-up video, I'm going to test it out with my pedal board. Now, if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. All that stuff really does help. I do appreciate it. And you can check this out by using the links in the description. Here we go. All right, let's kick it off. We're going to start on the Vibrato channel. And as you can see, I've got the volume just past 7 because it sounds killer at this volume. Now, I'm going to be working my volume control. Even though this is a clean amplifier, you can still get it to the edge of breakup at about 7. So I want to start there and show you the amp's dynamics just by using my volume control. So one of the great things about this amp is if you're a blues player, you play country, all that kind of stuff, you can just work the volume control and get that beautiful clean to off clean tone, even with the amp cranked like this. Let's have a listen. That's basically dead clean, right? For turn up. Over to bridge and middle pickups together. Sounds great. Back to neck, I'm going to just play some basic chord stuff. Now with the vibrato on, here we go. So that's beautiful. It really sounds nice, and that's with the speed up at 6 and the intensity up at 5. What I'm going to do now is just back the volume off a little bit here, and we'll go for some just nice clean tones without any sort of breakup. We'll go bridge and middle for a bit. Back with the trem, or the vibrato. One of the cool things about this vibrato circuit is it doesn't bring in any noise or anything like that when you click it on. It's great. All right, so let's turn it back up. What I'm going to do is put it on 10, and I'm going to work my volume control, then we'll get over to the other channel. So I'm going to start with my volume control down here. We'll see what kind of drive tones we can get out of this. So that's with my volume just up from off, a little bit more. And all the way up. It's pretty loud, man. It's pretty loud. It's also very exposing because there's no reverb. It's dead dry. You can hear all the mistakes. All right, over to the normal channel. Now this has a 2-band EQ, which I've set up to work with this guitar, and it also shares the presence control on the right-hand side. Just know this won't work with the vibrato circuit. So if you want that, you have to plug into the Vibrato channel. This is with my volume control just up from off on the neck pickup. So that's dead clean. Little more. So that's that bluesy sound. I really like it. All the way up. Kind of reminds me of the old Albert Collins tone. Oh, that is loud, man. That is so loud. And now with the normal channel set up for a really mellow rhythm guitar tone. So if you like to play clean, but you want that warm Fender sound, here's an example of that right now. Beautiful. And lastly, let's take a look at the presence control, which is all the way over here. I had it either at 5 or 6 throughout the entirety of this video. Now it's at off, which is 1. Here we go. a bit too bright with it all the way up, but I think somewhere around 6 sounds pretty sweet. I think if you're playing a humbucker guitar, you could probably crank it up a little bit further if you want to sort of brighten up the sound a little bit. But yeah, it definitely works. It's not too over the top, the presence control. So as you bring it in, it's not sort of going crazy. As soon as you notch it just a hair, which I really like, it's got a really smooth sort of taper. So yeah, there you go. The Super Amp from Fender. Let us know what you think. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm going to give you my final thoughts here on the Fender 62 Super Amplifier. Now, I love the fact that this is loaded with two 10-inch speakers. It's a great point of difference, and the tonality of this is very present in the room. If you've ever played a deluxe reverb or even a Princeton, sometimes they can sound a little bit scooped, with the exception of the Chris Stapleton Princeton, which this very heavily reminds me of. It's got a different sort of sound. It's a darker sound inherently, or a more mellow sound is another way of saying that, but you can still get plenty of top end out of it by bringing up the presence or treble control. Just know there's a fine line between it being a bit too ice picky and not having enough treble. So you're going to have to just fiddle around depending on your guitar that you're using into this. Now that harmonic tremolo is beautiful. It's one of the key things about this that I love. It's really usable. For me personally, I'd just be living on the Vibrato channel over here. It sounds great. I don't really see the advantage of using the normal channel on this amplifier. It sounds basically the same. There might be a difference in the point at which it clips and all that kind of stuff, but just hearing it in the room, they both sound very similar to each other. So you're getting, you know, a 2-channel amp that you can pick which way works best for you. If you don't plan on using the vibrato circuit, you can either have it off or just plug into the normal channel over here. Now, I love the aesthetics of this amp. Everything from the Tolex to the grill cloth here, and the tube configuration is right up my alley, but with the exception of two things. So I love reverb. I just love having an amp with reverb. If I need it, I've got it. I don't need to bring a pedal with me. And maybe the second deal breaker for me personally is the fact this doesn't have an effects loop. I wouldn't expect an effects loop on an amp that's a recreation of something from the 60s, but for modern players who may love the sound, you're going to find it limiting when it comes to not being able to run your modulation or time-based effects through an effects loop. It just doesn't have one. And for me, if I was to buy this, I would love to run a reverb pedal through an effects loop. It just isn't an option with this. So just keep that in mind. But tonally speaking, this thing is really beautiful. It's got such a full sound in the room, and it's plenty loud enough to gig with. You know, when I cranked it up, man, it was loud enough to annoy the neighbor 2 doors across. He'll probably have a word to me after this, but yeah, man, it's a cool amp and it's fun. It's not for me, but I can absolutely see the appeal. I think if you're into amplifiers that just give you a very simple approach like this, you're going to get a kick out of it. And yeah, it's a really well-made amplifier. I'm really impressed with what they've done here. So yeah, massive thanks to Fender again for letting me borrow this. It goes back to them. Before I send it back, I'm going to do a quick test using my pedal board into the front of this. I didn't want to do that in this video, otherwise it'd just be too long. I want to showcase some of the tones you could get out of this just by using your volume control on the guitar and everything at your disposal on the front panel here. But yeah, it's been a whole lot of fun. Thanks again, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.